Hey everybody, Jared Miller here outside of T-Mobile Arena alongside me Jimmie Searfoss and Oliver Hayes. Not as joyful of a talk tonight. Obviously wins the last two nights. Buffs fell a little short tonight against the Oregon Ducks, second in the Pac-12 conference. What did you guys see tonight?
Well, someone has to lose. That's the joy and awfulness of sports, and just wasn't the Buffs' night. I mean, they played pretty well, I thought. I mean, offensively, they were able to get things going. Defensively, there's definitely lapses, especially when it came to even finding some kind of way to stop Dante. But someone's got to lose. It happens in sports. It's just it's always harder when it's in the biggest game you've been a part of all year.
Yeah, I mean, I second everything that Jimmy said. I mean, really, the only thing that I can add is just that it really hurts that the things that Colorado had been hurt by all year, were what was the biggest issue in this game. They just couldn't really take care of the ball, rather. Excuse me. Even they only had 13 turnovers, which isn't insane, but it led to over 20 points off those turnovers. And they cleaned up the turnovers as of late. Um, yeah, it just sucks that that was the way they went out. So
A lot of noise here as the Pac-12 is shutting down. End of the Pac. The last time the Pac-12 shutting down. This is hilarious. How much how much background noise there is.
do we want to
End,
No, keep it rolling.
end of the Pac-12. What are your guys' thoughts about that? No more Pac-12. On to the Big 12.
Well, the Pac-12 had a lot of mixed feelings, mixed emotions. I liked it in that there were a lot of different schools in it. I mean, I could go to like different parts of the country that are a lot prettier than Kansas. But
Sure, that's gonna go over well.
I like the Pac-12. It's got UCLA, USC. Those are powerhouse teams in a lot of different sports. I mean, recently it was just mismanaged to all heck, but those are good scenery places, and those are really good schools. And that's kind of what the Pac-12 always prided itself on. But sports wise, the Big 12 is going to be better than the Pac 12 in so many terms, especially when it comes to just straight up money. I mean, the Pac 12 basketball is going to be nothing compared to what the Big 12 basketball is going to be next year. So I'm excited for it. Tad Boyle says he's excited for it. I'm looking forward to see what they can do. Granted, I don't think they're going to have a chance like they did this year and maybe even in the next few years because they got some rebuilding to do. And we know Tad Boyle doesn't like hitting that portal at all, so he wants to build up his guys. And he's got a lot on his plate these next few days, next few years, trying to replace guys like Simpson and De Silva, and eventually Hadley and Lampkin.
You think there's any thought of unfinished business and maybe a couple returns next year to I mean this team I think in the post game presser it was clear they care about each other more than anything else. They're a good group of guys to have together. Any chance you think they return for one more run?
So I've heard rumors that there's been a few guys that were missing on senior night that could possibly come back for another year. If there is a chance they can go to the NBA, I wouldn't expect seeing Simpson back. I wouldn't expect seeing De Silva back. I wouldn't expect seeing Williams back. It kind of sucks that we didn't really get to see a whole lot of Williams tonight. He made a few shots. He made one in like the final minute of the game, but I would expect him to be gone. He's pretty projected pretty high, and those come with a lot of money. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much to add to that. I'd expect those top three guys to go, especially with how awful this draft class is this year. This is, their best chance to get the highest pick as possible. It'll be unfortunate that they may not be coming back. It probably won't be. But as Jimmy mentioned, there are some potentials out there. So it may not be a complete rebuild, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a fall off, as this was one of the best rosters that Tad Boyle has had in his tenure here. I don't want to go too far off topic from the question, but going to Williams, we didn't see too much of him tonight, as Jimmy said, but he was the only buff that was in positive as far as a plus minus. He only played 16 minutes. He had three turnovers, so he continued the turnover issues that the Buffs saw and the turnover issues that he dealt with. But he had a big and one down the stretch, and showed up. So it would be sad seeing Williams go to the NBA probably, but as Tad Boyle and everyone else has said, we still have March Madness. Well, we expect to have March Madness. So
Yeah, I mean it's definitely cool to see Colorado players in the NBA or even like football, the NFL. It's cool to see the players you watch and you support through college go succeed. But you just alluded to it. Season's not over yet. I mean, Colorado, they've got to be is there any doubt in your mind that they don't play in the national tournament?
I've seen some people say, they're not in. No, this team won 24 games. This team beat teams like Oregon. They show that they can do it. It's just, you play a team 3 times and it's kind of tough. But to win that third one, but this team's in it. Come on, guys. It would be a robbery if they didn't make it in.
I mean, Tab Oil just said in the post game presser, he doesn't think there's 37 teams better than the Buffs to get those at large bids. So, I mean, I think he thinks they're in. Nothing's guaranteed, but I think he's feeling pretty confident. What are you thinking, Oliver?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I mean, I feel like anyone that's watched the Buffs all year knows that they have talent, but that they've dealt with injuries. All of their losses outside of their 2 to Arizona were all close this year. Yeah, I don't know. They're very talented. I'm trying to, think of a good answer, but the dude that was smoking behind us and sneezing kind of thrown me off my game a little bit. but yeah, no, that's all. That's it for me.
All right. Oh man. Well, the Buffs will know their fate tomorrow. Selection Sunday, March 17th, tomorrow afternoon. They don't have to sit around long waiting. They'll know soon. And man, I hope they're in. We're both seniors. Roberto behind the camera, senior. Thanks, Roberto, for all you do. But I mean, it would be nice to see one last run. I mean, this was a blast here with you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this was the most fun I had all year, and there's a lot of fun things that happen at CU in sports this year. So happy to be here. Jared Miller with Jimmie Searfoss, Oliver Hayes from Scoba Sports outside T-Mobile Arena. And you heard it here first, and hopefully it's not the end of the line just yet.